Welcome back to anybody who's watching again. This is our second interview. Hopefully, I'm not as washed out as last time. Let me see. I'm going to tag Jen for her video. Here we go. Boop. Tagged. And hopefully, she'll pop on in just a minute here. Hi, Sharissa. Jen's here. Awesome. Add. Okay, I'm add. Is that better, Sharissa? Hi.
Hi.
So freaking exciting.
I know.
So I guess we're gonna just do it the same way as last time. I don't think you were on in the beginning, so I'm basically gonna cut out like our chit chat, and then I'm gonna like pretend that we're starting.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, so we can just go ahead and start. Okay, so this is Jen, and I'm so excited for this because Jen, like,
I know.
gosh, she like had a lot happen, especially around gifts and such, which I think was out of being in the right time, the right place kind of thing too. Big time. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. So Jen, we'll just jump right in and I'll go ahead and ask you, what was your life like before we started Wild Rebel Rising?
I guess I could say that I was pretty lost, to be quite honest. Just felt like I was living not to my full potential. I mean, I was doing cool stuff. I mean, I always thought that, the band, me singing with my band was where I should be going in life. And that was like my sole purpose. But I felt like something was missing. And I knew that I needed to shift. I knew I needed to shift, and it was time. I was overdue, and I just didn't know how. I didn't know what to do, and I just pretty much lost. I needed direction, and I found it.
Yes.
I found it.
And let me just say, too, like I say this every time I'm talking to Jen, but whenever she first joined my group, like I felt something really special, which is like, it's not rare. I mean, everybody's special, but I felt like, I don't know, I felt like before we ever talked, I just saw her and accepted her to the group, and I was like, that girl, there's something about that girl. So, anyways, so yeah, she's like totally finding that and realizing that I'm not just like blowing smoke up her ass or anything like that. So that's awesome. So how did you feel like whenever you saw Wild Rebel Rising? Because you did, we talked about this already. You were like last minute. How did you feel like whenever when you decided like I've got to do this?
Well, I came across you through, you were doing, I think, card readings, and I don't know, you pulled a card for me, and it was a cornucopia card, and I was like, it was just like, you were so excited, and I was like, I knew I needed a shift, something big was coming, and I didn't know what it was, and like, I don't know, I was nervous. Like I was really on the fence. Like I was just like, I knew I needed to do something, and I knew, like, I felt like a connection with you as well. And I totally was on the fence. And so yeah, I waited till like last minute, and I was just like, you know what, you came across my life at the right time. And I was just like, last minute, I wasn't sure, if I was going to be able to do it and be able to commit, but I knew I needed to. And so I was just like, you know what, it was like really late at night, and I was like, okay, let's do this. I just jump. And so
and I got a notification and was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. That's so good.
Yeah.
So, what was like kind of your line in the sand moment? Like, I know that you just said that you just knew that you needed to do it, but what was like the ultimate, if you can recall, the ultimate like deciding factor for you? Sort of what was going through your head or whatever you can share.
I don't know. I feel like I felt really empty. Like, even though I've got a great job, making good money, and I was happy. I had band, and I was doing a lot of stuff that I love to do, and but I still felt empty. I felt like something was missing, and it was just like, I've been through like so many bad relationships and stuff, and I just like I needed something to help turn around, and it was just like, I don't know. I wasn't like hitting rock bottom, but I felt like I was hitting rock bottom. And so, and I've been at rock bottom a lot. And, it was just time. I don't know. It was just time.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. And so
I think that
here I am.
Yeah, that feeling of unfulfillment is like whenever you realize that it's there, it's inescapable. It permeates everything in your life. And I totally, that's probably, I would say my line in the sand moment too, whenever I decided to do what I do, is that like nothing is making me happy, because I was starting to get really successful in an affiliate marketing business before this. And, I signed up like 14 people that month, and I wasn't fulfilled by it. I was like, I should be happy by this, but not. So I get it. You have the job, you have the band, but it's just like, okay, soul, like purpose is calling you somewhere. Like, don't know where, but okay.
Right.
Yeah, so cool.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like the band, I love it. I mean, I get up on stage and I light up, and that's like my happy place, but it still, I'm like, there's more. Like something is so missing. And, I look at my job, as singing in a band, like that's cool shit, and that's stuff that a lot of people are like, I wish I was doing that. But it was just like, and I hate to like sound selfish, but I just felt in my gut, in my soul, that something was missing. And even though I've always felt like I was put on this planet to sing and go and express myself that way, but it's still, I had that empty feeling still. So
I bet that you'll go back to singing. I bet that it's like this break of like needing to fill this gap, and then something better comes. Like I definitely feel that. Like in my stomach right now, I've got butterflies. So yeah. That's cool.
And I've actually ironically, I'm feeling kind of content. Like I thought that I'd be really, really and I am, but I mean, I really kind of content with the direction I'm going now. And, I'm all about it, and I'm excited to go that direction and explore.
That's what makes it work. That is exactly what makes it work. Like the excitement and all of that stuff, it just, that makes it more fake, like unattainable. And then whenever you do have that contentment, it's alignment, and you know that whatever action you take is going to be exactly right. So gosh, I love it so much. So what was exactly like your intention for the 6 weeks? Was it to just sort of understand what there's something else is? Or
I mean, it really was. It was in a way to find myself, even though I thought I had everything that I wanted, but it was to find myself. The last few years of my life, I've had things happen, like metaphysically, spiritually, that had me curious, but I didn't know which way to go. And it, like, through this whole process, all these light bulbs have been coming on. I'm having downloads, I'm having huge breakthroughs, and it's just, it blows my mind. Like, I never thought, if you would have talked to me a few months back, that I'd be where I am today, doing what I'm doing. Like, it's crazy.
I feel the same way. Like, I really do. Like, I think that we all, I mean, since we're on this journey together, it's just like all of the going deeper and deeper. And let me just say, I don't teach people how to be spiritual. Okay. Like, this stuff is a result of the process that we do, and it brings out your truest desires. It brings out your truest gifts. And holy crap, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to say, because like Ashley was talking about her spiritual gifts coming out too, and now you, and I want people to know that like this is just a result of the work that we do, and it's really cool work. So what do you think? I probably know the answer to this, but what do you think like were 1, 2, or 3 of your biggest breakthrough moments?
Oh shoot. Um, well, first of all, just like the validation, and I've always felt like I had like gifts and I didn't really know, but well, first of all, we'll just start with the meditation. I was meditating, doing my journaling and my meditating, and I heard a voice, and it was actually a spirit guide communicating with me, and I actually had this verified too. I went and saw a medium a couple weeks ago, and she verified, and I found out his name is Riley too. So that was really
What?
cool. So now I know I'm communicating with. Yeah, yeah. I talked to a medium, and I had verification through her that some of the stuff that's been happening is it's my gifts, and she called me out right away that I have psychic abilities, and it's weird to say that because I'm like never really pinpointed it. It just to me is weird because I'm like, I'm not a psychic, but I have quite a few that I guess I'm just kind of in denial about, and I never would have felt comfortable saying that. Like, I mean, before I felt lost, I didn't feel like I had a community of people that understood me and the stuff. And then being with this group, knowing that we're all kind of on that same journey, and I was like, I felt at ease, like calm. I'm like, okay, oh my God, I finally found a place where I could fit in, and and the love has just been great. And I feel like I'm off on a tangent. What was the question again?
What your
Yeah.
biggest breakthroughs? I just want to like say too, the word psychic has been kind of tarnished from like the hotlines and like people making fun of it and stuff like that. So I can imagine that might be a little bit difficult to come out. Do you feel like you have any fears of people like what other people will think because of the word psychic and because you're psychic?
Actually, yes. I've actually had a couple well, first of all, I've had a lot of people come up and say, "Hey, I'm really interested with the little that I've posted on Facebook. I'm interested to hear more." And then I've had other people say, "Well, I don't really believe in what, you say." And I'm like, "That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. You don't have to." That's just this is and I don't expect you to, because I live in my skin and I just feel things and experience things a little bit differently. Not that I'm not the same, I'm just like everybody else, but I just have these extra things that are different, and I always knew they were different, but it was like having the verification now that yes, I do have them, and yes, and it's like, okay, bringing it, that's been like aha moment, and like hearing the voices, and also just too, like I've done a lot of this has helped so much with my relationships with people too. Like, um, I've become more confident in myself to the point where like I've never always been one to put boundaries down for myself, and I've always been a people pleaser, and not drawn lines in the sand where I needed to. And I think I've been able to speak more my truth with people and heal some things that now I can move forward and have better relationships with certain people, family being a big part of that too, and just seeing, where I can heal myself to help heal other people around me. I mean, it just making myself a better person, and I don't know, and also it's amazing seeing interactions with people, how it's a little bit different now. Okay. Like I'm yeah, it's
like you don't quite judge them the same way anymore, and because of that, like your vibration transforms theirs almost.
Right, and it's not even a judging now. It's just like, I love everybody just who they are. I accept people a little bit more and understand a little bit more, and so like I feel like I don't want to judge anybody. It's like, I wouldn't want anybody judging me for being who I am, so I'm not going to judge anybody else. But it's just all about, loving everybody around. So
yeah. And it's one thing to say that, love and light, right? Like it's one thing to say that I love everybody, but to actually embody that and live it, it changes everything.
Yeah, right. And I mean, now I just feel it's weird. I've had such a shift of just how I feel towards people in general. It's just like, a lot more compassion and understanding. Whether we don't see eye to eye, I can still like, my reaction to people is just a little bit different now. Like I love it. It's like, I'm not in that, I'm not in an ugly place
Yeah.
anymore. I'm in a good
Yeah.
place. So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
So exciting.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Mhm.
the question was like your 2 or 3 of your biggest breakthroughs. I think that that's probably, I mean, if there any
Yeah.
other like a moment that you'd like to share, or if not, that's fine.
Well, yeah, actually, it's interesting because coming in this too, you're talking about like business wise. If any of us were, I was in the band, the band thing, but like I obviously coming in as I was trying to find myself in like the spirituals, and I never thought that I'd like go into like work doing the stuff that I'm doing. But recently, I've been having a lot of downloads, and it's been like ideas that's like popping in my head, and I've been like writing it all down, and I've actually think that I might go that direction. I've got a like meditation room and all this stuff, all these ideas in my head, and I'm like, I'm I'm actually gonna, I think, push towards that. So that's been like a big thing for me. Like, okay, I think I have a direction that I'm gonna go now that I didn't, was not a non-existent a couple months ago. So it's kind of cool that it's like, what am I doing here? I never thought I'd be here, but I'm here, and it's awesome. So
Yeah.
that's
That's huge. That's huge. Because I think that probably if anybody's watching this and they're thinking, okay, well, Corey's like a business coach. Well, first of all, I'm not a business coach. I run a business and I used to be a business coach. I used to teach people how to do like the really boring shit, like, oh, here is the system to use if you want to do this or whatever. But I wasn't passionate about that. I was way more passionate about mindset. So I moved into mindset coaching, and I don't really teach people how to run businesses anymore. But a lot of the people that do come around me want business, like, because mindset really does shift how you do business. It just does. But probably more than half of the people in Wild Rebel Rising did not have a business, right? So I just wanted to like make that clear too, that it doesn't matter if you have a business or not. If you know you were made for more, like you're going to find it. So that's really exciting that you did that.
and some.
I remember whenever you did the live about it, and I was just like, yes, dude, this is so exciting. Like, it totally turns me on
Mhm.
to see other people
Mhm.
activated like that. And I mean, like, turn, like, not sexually, but like turns my spirit on, like, bright and light. I don't know.
Right.
Okay, so how, I think we kind of talked about this. The next one is, how did it affect you in your life, those breakthroughs? But if you want to add anything else to how it affected your life, if not, we can move forward. It doesn't matter which one.
And just, I mean, I just in so many, on so many levels. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. So many levels. I put in the work. I mean, and I sometimes didn't feel like I was putting in the work, but I was. And I mean, relationships with my family, relationship like with my son. I mean, I think he was thinking I'm a little weird at first, but now, like, and even when I went to the medium said that my son has got spiritual gifts too, and so I think he was kind of like taken back by that, which is, yeah. So I got a little mini
That's awesome.
me running around. So it's cool to help with him and lead him too, but just that and my, like I said, I never expected that I was going to even think about a business of my own, but your business, relationships with friends and, work. And I mean, it's been great. Like a lot of positive changes all
That's
around,
awesome.
all around.
Which one of those results do you feel the proudest, if you had to put it on a scale or whatever? Like, which one is your
I,
most exciting?
I would say just coming out and being more confident in who I am in my own skin. I was very quiet into myself about like the spiritual gifts that I have, and being semi medium, like being able to communicate with past ones, and like I just like all of that. Like it's so cool, and I'm because I never thought that I would ever be confident enough to really even talk about it with anybody. And now here I am, like, I'm totally like living it. Like, I'm just like, now I have people come up, talk about it at work, and people will come up and be like, no, what were you talking about? And I was like, oh, well, let me fill you in. So I'm so open about talking to it. And like, I'm sure people like coworkers and stuff probably think I'm a little weird, but whatever. I am anyway.
Yeah, you've been tearing it up on social media, like in a good way. But like, I remember the first time you tagged me in a post whenever you were kind of like, it wasn't like coming out or anything, but you were kind of coming out about your transformation that you've been experiencing and stuff. And it just like melted my heart. And then from that point forward, you just like kept on putting out this like content. And it's not like you were probably intentionally putting out content for any reason other than to like raise consciousness. That's what it felt like to me. Yeah. It was
and 100%. And that's what I'm trying, that's like been a big thing for me too, right, lately, is just trying to make people more aware that how bad we're all programmed and how there's so much more to life than your day to day. And and I didn't know how I was gonna get my own self out of that, like day to day, but like now I feel like I'm living for a whole different purpose. Like it's not to go to work and get that paycheck just so I can pay bills. It's like, there's more to life, and living and actually doing stuff to make myself happy. And like, and you actually see really good positive things come from that. And so it is about raising consciousness. I want people to understand that you don't have to live miserably. You can, there's so much more, so much more you could be doing. And your intuition, I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't actually follow my gut and do what's right, right for myself.
Yep. That was
so
like, I think
awesome.
that was one of the biggest points to drive home, was being constantly reminded, I don't care if you're scared, you need to do something that you're scared of today, like, or break that ice or whatever, like constantly putting it in the front of your mind, like say yes with your intuition. Especially when it's scary.
Yeah. Well,
so
and then there's like you sabotage your
you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, you sabotage yourself too at times, and it's like you're breaking up. I can see you're a little fuzzy, but I don't know.
Okay.
But no, it seems fine. It's just all matter. Good. It's all just a matter of just, I would self-sabotage myself. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to focus. But now it's just like, if I don't, like, I feel off. So I mean, if you're not following your truth, then you just don't feel good. And so I'm so grateful. So grateful.
Gosh, me too. I'm so happy. Okay, so let's see. Oh, this is something I forgot to ask Ashley, but I know we already talked about that too. But what do you think was like, what impact did it have on you being able to have community through the process? Like, we became family, like all of us.
Yes. I love everybody in the group. And I'm so happy because you're leaving the group up. So like I can go in there and I can post my lives, and oh God, even that too. Like in the beginning, I was so scared to even go live and even record myself. And I just, oh Jesus. And I was like, oh, I would take me like a half an hour to even push the go live button, because I was like, no. But I just love the community because I can go on and, and we can see updates on each other on what we're doing, and like give each other advice, and, cheer each other on, and, and the progress that everybody's been making is just awesome. I just enjoy watching it and seeing the updates, and and I hope everybody continues, because I want to continue watching everybody grow and do their stuff. It's too. Cool.
That's one of the biggest things for me, is that just because we stop like trainings and stuff like that doesn't mean that I'm just gone, right? Like it's very, very important. One of my highest values is to continue serving, like always, you know, and like I really, really don't care about money. And it's way more important for me to spend my time pouring in, right? Like I just feel that so deeply. And so I'm so happy to have that idea of leaving the group open. I've even thought about actually not keeping the group separate. I've actually thought about just like putting everybody in one group because the units are all set up and everything. And so, so like people could kind of look up to you guys as like the originals and all of that. I don't know. I keep on getting all these crazy ideas for it. I just feel like I don't know. I don't know. It's just so beautiful. I mean, I really, really, I really think that it's going to be super duper duper hard to ever have like this kind of connection. I don't know, like it just feels so intense even for me. And like what we talked about earlier too is that like I did the work with you guys too, and I don't know, I just feel it doesn't even feel like a coach client relationship or anything like that, and that's super important to me too. So I'm just so happy that you guys all felt like you could come in there and be really open and honest and vulnerable and stuff like that. So yeah, just had to put that out there. I'll probably end up cutting it out of the video, but whatever. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to ask you, what was it like for you working, because Jen and I only had the one-on-one call. Again, this is the reason why I'm not doing the basic package anymore, which is just one-on-one, because I really believe that either 3 or 6 phone calls would make an even bigger impact. What was your experience like working with me one-on-one? And I don't expect you to just blow smoke up my ass, right? I just like, I want you to tell the truth and stuff.
No, it's what I like is that, okay, so yeah, I only had the one call with you, and I can see where having more definitely would be way beneficial. And of course, I pushed my phone call way back because I wanted to sit and try to do a lot of the work myself. And then when I was having a low moment, I wanted to be able to talk to you and I think that's kind of our phone call was. It was kind of to help pick me up and keep me going in the right direction. But
what's the decision making on that call?
Well, and even, talking about like the moving stuff, how did I not even mention that? Like how, oh my God, like forever I've been wanting to move and like having like psychics say, hey, yeah, you're not supposed to be here. My spirit guide's been trying to get me out of Iowa. And I've been having things, happen that have been like opening doors so I can actually do and have that opportunity. Wanted to throw that out there. That's been another big point. But anyway, where were we? I'm off on a tangent.
About how do you feel about the one-on-one stuff? Like, would you have preferred to have more? Like, if you could go back, would you choose like a 3-session or a 6-session?
Probably. I mean, the time with you was, great. I mean, it did. It got my head back aligned and where I need to go and pushing forward. And you're really good too at like, pointing out, like going deeper, like and really analyzing. Like if I'm self-sabotaging, if I'm like making excuses, it's like, oh, okay, well, why do you think this is happening? Like my whole situation with having to, clean out my house and get new beds and all that stuff. It was just like, oh, well, why do you think this is happening? It's probably because you're not supposed to be there anymore. And it's like, oh, yeah, you're probably right. So it's like, I mean, you make me look at things like a little bit differently than I would think about it myself. And, it's just, one-on-one time with you has been awesome because it's just like, I'm one of those, like, I'm going to do the work on my own and,
Me
but
too.
like, like, yeah, I'm going to do it on I'm Miss Independent, but but you forced me to look a little deeper and, but yeah, definitely probably more time with you would have been beneficial, but I know you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I mean, I'm kind of a pushover whenever it comes to like, you have to pay me to talk to me. Like, I am not like that at all. Like, I get messages from people all the time saying like, hey, I know you're super busy. And I'm like, no, I'm actually not that busy. Like, because this is my life. Like, this is what I love to do. And so I'm always down to talk. And especially anybody who's ever gone through my programs and stuff, like, I am always here. It doesn't just stop once the work stops. Like, always. So that's awesome. So what do you think you would say about like, were you afraid of investing, or like, how did you feel about investing into this part?
Well, definitely, because I'm a single mom, and I've been raising my boy alone for almost 10 years, and you know, I it's always been, hustling at work and coming up with the money. And, when anything pops up in my life, it's always like, oh shit, where's that money going to come from? And, it's, obviously being a single parent, not having the extra funds is not easy, but it was just, it's interesting because like lately, with all the work, like I'm definitely having money that'll pop up from here and there out of places I didn't expect. And it's just like, okay,
it just shows up.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It just shows up, and that's it. And I, even making the little investment, it was just like, the money, at first I was worried, am I going to have the money? Is it going to be there to help? And it has, and I'm actually not complaining because I still have money popping out here and there from different places. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It ends up paying for itself. Like, it totally ends up paying for itself, especially if you do the work. Like, if you really deeply do the work, it's just like everything, because you're raising what you're doing is you're raising all types of set points for yourself. And whenever you raise these set points for wealth, for change, for relationships, all this stuff, even fitness and health and stuff, I'm sure a lot of you guys experienced like dropping a few pounds too. And it just all like you're just getting so in alignment that the things that are meant to be in your life can't help but to come in, and it will continue to be that way. And so the way that I see investing in something like this is that it's an investment into your future, not only your future but your present moment, your sanity, and it pays for itself over and over. I believe that so deeply that the first time I got into coaching with my first coach, Stacy, she's in this group. I think it was a $500 deposit or something, 500 a month or something like that, because she was running a really awesome special. And I registered, I made my payment, and then that day I got my very first two one-on-one clients, and it was like $2,000 each. So I made my money back 2 times over because I believed that investing makes you like you're always going to receive like tenfold or whatever. And since then, I mean, it's been way more than that. Like, that first investment like really made a difference in my life, and I feel like that's just sort of the way it is. Like, when we first invest in anything into ourselves, the expectation needs to be there that you're going to make it back. It's not a loss. It's not a loss. It's not something that you're just throwing away. So
I would paid more, because what the results that I've had, I mean, it's changed my life like completely. Totally different. I'm in a totally different ball field than when I started in, and it's amazing. And like, you've given us the tools to, like, I can continue to grow and shift. It's not like I need you to hold my hands, like
which is important for someone like you.
Yeah. And so like, but there's people that need that, and that's great. And that's what I love about the community, because like we can, post videos and be there for each other, because we've all been doing this journey together. And but yeah, I mean, yeah, the program has just been amazing. Like, my life is so different in so many good, amazing ways. Yeah,
that makes me so happy. My heart is smiling. So awesome. Okay, so I was going to ask you, what was your overall? sorry, go ahead.
My overall
I
what?
was going to ask you, what is your overall experience?
What'd you
But
say?
it sounds like you really just hit the nail on the head with that one. And like, would you recommend this to people? Like, what would you say to people who are maybe
100%.
sitting on the fence?
Do it.
What would you
Do
say
it.
to
I mean,
people who are...
I would still. I mean, I waited. I waited till like the very last minute. I was totally on the fence. I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can give extra money. I don't, you know, but I do it. Like right now, like the money it's not even important anymore, because it's like I've changed on so many levels. Like it's just money. How it's changed my way of thinking, my way of doing things, my way of interacting with people, my day to day. Like on so many levels, it's so much better than where I was at. Like I was so lost, and now I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow and the next day and the next day, because it's just like it's made so many positive changes. It really has.
Totally.
So, yeah.
I so appreciate you. So what I want to give you the opportunity that if anybody wanted to connect with you, where would you like for them to do that? Like on a Facebook page or Instagram or anything like that? You just tell us what it is.
Well, I'm on Facebook. You can look me up, Jen Lisenby. I'm thinking about making a group. I probably should, now that I'm just saying thinking. I need to make my own little page, because I have all these different ideas in mind of ways I'm going to go. But yeah, I'm on Instagram as well. Dude, I'm not on, I don't know what my tag is or any, like, just look up Jen Lisenby. Just look up Jen Lisenby.
Yeah, and I'll post it in the comments, but on the recorded, like on the video that I edit for this, I will put it on like a graphics bar so that people can see that too. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the Facebook one down there in the comments for you guys. So that's how you connect with Jen. And oh yeah, also I forgot to ask Ashley that. So the same thing, guys, if you want to connect with Ashley, just click on her name in the interview. If you want to connect with Jen, click on her name in the interview, and you'll be able to connect with her. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already friends, but
yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm all about friends, and I'm here to be here for anybody, to help them along the way as well.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Well, do you have any closing words or anything?
Just do it.
Nike. Yeah.
Yeah, Nike. I was like, girl. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, no, seriously, don't question it. If your gut brought you here and is telling you, just do it. Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. Well, thank you so much, Jen. I really, really appreciate your time, and I can't wait to watch your new update that you're gonna do in the group.
Yeah, I need to.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching too, and we'll see you later. Love you all. Bye.